Hello, and welcome to this Wednesday edition of Book Talk Tuesday. Time totally got away from me yesterday. I had on my reading shirt and everything, and I don't know what happened to the day. It just went away. And I realized last night after I worked out and I was really looking a little ragged that it was Tuesday, and I thought I should wait till tomorrow to get on there and say anything. Okay, so you'll notice I do not have my glasses on today. This wonderful thing happened. They're missing the arm over here. The bracket totally broke, and I found out yesterday they cannot be fixed. So I have to go get new ones, but I have to get an eye appointment first. So I won't wear them because this is what happens. They just kind of start falling this way, and then it's ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. So I carry them around like this, and if I need to see something, I just put it on so I can see. So at the moment, we'll just say that I don't need to see. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about one author that I absolutely love, and that is Sharon Draper. Right now, I am reading Blended. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. As soon as we got it in our library during the school year, it was checked out constantly, and so I didn't bring it home until this summer. Anyway, it's about a girl named Isabel. Her dad is black and her mom is white, and they end up getting a divorce. Dad moved to another state, and then he moved back, so they live in the same town. And so she spends 1 week at her mom's house and 1 week at her dad's house. And so it's a story about her living with this divorce because she's got two different homes. She doesn't feel like either is really her home. It's different people's houses. She's got different families and different people to navigate at each house. She goes to the same school, so that's awesome. She doesn't have to switch. But also, she's now it's coming up in school, is she black or is she white? What does she call herself? And she never really considered it, never really thought about it, never thought of her parents as black or white. So it is just perfect, and I just love it. I'm loving this book. It is about that, she's got multiracial parents, but it's also a lot about divorce and how that affects kids, and I'm loving every minute of it. I'm not halfway through. I'm almost halfway. So there's that one. So since I'm reading this one, Sharon Draper wrote one of my all-time favorite books, Out of My Mind. And I read Out of My Mind. I had to look to see when it was published because I couldn't remember. I knew it was a long time ago. It was published in 2010. And let me tell you a story about this. I read it and absolutely loved it. It was on the Bluebonnet list 1 year. And this one had to win. I knew this book had to win because it was so stinking good. So I was watching the live announcement of who won the Bluebonnet Award, and the winner was Strange Case of Origami Yoda by Tom Engelberger. Sorry, Mr. Engelberger. I'm sorry. I was very upset. I was so upset that this book didn't win. And I thought, you know what? That one won because it's Star Wars, and kids probably didn't even read it. They just like Star Wars. So I was mad. Well, when Tom Engelberger started talking and saying, I appreciate y'all, choosing me for this, he said, I could not believe I won because I truly thought Out of My Mind should win this award. So I'm just honored. And so after he said that, I calmed down. I appreciated that he read it and that he knew what an amazing book it is. So it's about a girl named Melanie. She has cerebral palsy. She can't speak. She can't move. She just is in her wheelchair all the time. And the whole book is from her point of view. How people treat her, what they say around her. People do things that they don't think anybody else is going to know, or they say things that they don't think anybody else is going to hear, which they don't, but Melody does, and it's reported in the book. But Melody, her parents have never treated her like she's just a kid who can't do anything. They have always they put her in front of, well, it was Nova, but it's like the Discovery Channel. And they talk to her and they sing to her. One of her favorite songs is Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys. And I love that song. So anyway, in this book, a teacher discovers that she actually does have this photographic memory. And once this is discovered, now there's a whole new set of criticisms coming towards her. Y'all, it's so good. So I have decided, I loved it so much. I don't know, probably 10 years ago when I read it. This is my next book. I'm going to read it again because I do love Sharon Draper. I love her books. She has several in like an intermediate and elementary library, but also she has a lot of young adult books. This one, Stella by Starlight, this one is also in my library. It's historical fiction. And Stella lives in North Carolina. It's during the Jim Crow era, so there were laws about, how to treat black people. But a lot of people in the South did not follow those laws and were not very nice. The KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, was very prevalent during this time. And one night Stella, but they'd never bothered Stella's family. One night Stella and her brother were out late. They shouldn't have been out. They were wandering where they shouldn't have been wandering, and they saw something that no one should ever have to see. So it changed a lot for Stella, what she saw, and kind of lit a fire in her to fight and to stand up for what's right. Loved it. Loved it. So, but she does have a lot of young adult books. So if you're at the junior high or high school, you might find some of her books as well. I haven't read all of those, but she's an amazing author, and she writes, her writing is so relatable to everybody, whether you are in elementary school or whether you are 50 years old or 80. It doesn't matter. Her writing is just amazing. So pick up a Sharon Draper book. Next week, hopefully I'll realize it's Tuesday and I will do my book talk a little bit earlier so I don't miss it, so I apologize. And at some point, I don't know, whenever I can get an appointment and finally get glasses, I will have a whole new look. All right, you guys have a great day and go read lots of books.